For joining us on TVC Breakfast. Well, let's talk about the real estate subsector now. Investment there has always played a pivotal role in driving economic development in Nigeria, contributing to job creation, infrastructure development, urbanization, and overall economic growth. As one of the key sectors in the country, the real estate industry has a far-reaching impact on various aspects of the Nigerian economy. One of the issues affecting that sector, though, is land grabbing, which has affected many. The need to have a dialogue with estate managers and builders is eminent, especially in the light of those who have unknowingly been targeted by unprofessionals within the land procurement sector. Joining us now is real estate developer Onu Ada. He joins us from our Abuja studio. We thank you very much, Mr. Ada, for joining in at this time. What's been your assessment of the real estate terrain in Nigeria in terms of its potential and, the challenges pervading it?
Thank you so much for having me on this program. Yeah, like you said, my assessment, it's not just my assessment, it's everybody's assessment, to be very honest. It's a money spinner. It's one sector that has employed a lot of people over the last 10 decades. It's something that we need to actually take a critical look at and see how we can reform and also sanitize so that it can add to our economy, and a lot of us a lot of people will benefit from it, and I think that's what we need to do urgently.
All right, so in talking about all of this now, real estate, from what we have seen in a place like Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt, and some other states, we see that real estate seems to be quite expensive, and many say it's out of the reach of the middle class and the poor people. How do we ensure affordable housing if real estate is expensive on a daily basis?
Yeah, truth is, right, I'll have to look at Abuja as a model, because I can only speak for Abuja right now. But also I know the real estate business, the market in Lagos. I know how it works. Okay, let's look at Lagos, for instance. You hardly get land allocation from the government in Lagos. Most times you get from families and all of that. And by so doing, it is going to be very expensive. If you look at the Abuja model, right, the surest way you can get allocation, in fact, that's the only way right now, is from the federal government. And most times these allocations are almost free. To be very honest with you, I put my name to this. You can confirm anywhere. It is almost free in Abuja. But the problem over time in Abuja, the fact that people take this land, they get it almost for free, and then they keep it for like 10, 20 years. So that it will appreciate and all of that. They are practically not doing anything to add value to some of these properties, right? Government will even provide infrastructure, do the layout, do everything, provide drainages and all of that. And then the man who took the land 20 years ago will now tell you that 1 hectare is going for 1 billion naira. So that is not the fault of government. It's a sharp practice on our part. And that is what is responsible for Abuja, for instance, why land acquisition by the middle class, and then I don't want to use the word poor. That's why it's so expensive. I think it's something that we can curtail, and that is what the minister is even doing in FCT, for instance. He's of the opinion, or is saying that if the federal government has given you land, you have a particular number of years to move to site or to develop it, and if you don't, the government has the right to revoke those land, because it does not make sense. You take land for 30 years, and then you are leaving it just for it to appreciate, and you're not doing anything to make it appreciate. I think it is a sad reality that we need to really holistically look at, and this new minister is looking in that direction already. For Port Harcourt also, the little I know about land acquisition there is to the effect that you still get from families or local communities, so they decide what they are selling to you, unlike in Abuja, where they give to you for free, and then you sell to maybe your subscribers and all of that, at least at a reasonable amount of money, or an amount. But it's not like that in Port Harcourt. It's not like that in Lagos. And that is the case in a lot of states, where you get land primarily from locals and then communities. That is what is largely responsible for the very high cost of land acquisition across Nigeria.
So now, how do we tackle this? Because it's raising a lot of concern for many people. For instance, in Lagos here, someone is advertising land and they tell you if you don't buy now, in the next 2 days, the price is going to go up. And it somehow creates some form of apprehension for so many people. How do we tackle all of these crises?
Yes, like I said earlier, the model in Lagos is quite different from what is obtainable in Abuja.
Yeah, but just for instance,
land is going to be very, yes, land is going to forever be expensive in Lagos because there are no lands in Lagos anymore, and you cannot get from the government. It's almost impossible. You get from the locals or the village chiefs and all of that, and then you have to factor a whole lot of other things into this same process, like the omonile, the settlement, the this, the that. So most times, because the real estate developers or companies in Lagos, they understand all of this, they try to play fast one on unsuspecting subscribers. That is why they do all of that and tell you that if you don't come tomorrow, it is going to go up and all of that. Just a way to lure you into buying, so that you can make sales and all of that. But in Abuja, for instance, the land is given to you for free, right? And you don't pay so much, and then you don't have to settle money and all of that. So it makes it a little, is it cheaper now? It makes it more affordable, and I think that is what is really the position.
All right, and this issue of land has also, we've had many people having their fingers burnt as a result, parting with their hard-earned money, and they eventually fall into the hands of unprofessionals, into the hands of quacks, and even, fraudsters, basically. So, give us a sense into the kind of interventions that, people can get as a reprieve from all this, unpleasant experiences.
Yeah, like the models differ, like I said earlier. In Abuja, for instance, there's what we call illegal search. Before a land is given to you, first of all, ensure that it is FCDA allocation. Then after that, you go and do a legal search. You can also do a window search. Once you do all of that, right, you'll be able to ascertain if the land is genuine or not. In Abuja, for instance, everything is almost digital. If you give me a document, for instance, and I go to Aegis, I get all the coordinates, it will take me directly to the land you're trying to sell to me. If that is the land or not, I'll be able to know first. And then I also know the original owners. I also know if it has been transferred over time and all of that. But, like I said, I can only limit this conversation to Abuja. But I think the model in Abuja is what other states should also copy. And I think by so doing, we'll have a very formidable, a very good real estate industry where nobody will be swindled, where people's money will not be taken and all of that. The only problem with the Abuja model is the fact that, yes, there's still a lot of issues. Will I call it a lot of issues? Now, there are still issues. There's what you call the area council land. That is what is not secure right now in Abuja. There are about 6 area councils. They also have lands, I think, by right. And they also give allocation to people. But that is always the source of controversies when it comes to land acquisition in Abuja. The area council lands are not secured. Once you get it, if you move to site in the morning, you see like 5 or 6 people, coming to tell you that the land belongs to them and all of that. But that is not with the FCDA model, right? So it's quite different. So we urge everybody in Abuja these days to go for the FCDA allocation, whereby you can never have 2 owners. So if other states can copy this model, right, we're going to, at the end of the day, would have addressed a whole lot of issues bordering on, taking money from subscribers and not delivering to them at all.
But the area council allocation, are you saying there is no means of, conducting through search in ascertaining, legitimate titles? And, on the other hand, the advice you gave earlier for people to go through the FCDA option, is that what estates are, doing? Is that what estates are involved in? Because, you know, the assumption in this part of Nigeria is better I buy land within an estate rather than go through the other route where I could fall into the hands of, you know, land speculators, land grabbers, and the likes.
Okay, for instance, like the Abuja model I've been referring to, first of the estate companies will have to get this allocation from either the FCDA or from people who have gotten allocation from the FCDA, right? Then they will now sell to them either through partnership or JV. They give them the authority to sell, to how do I put it now, divide the land into, say, 200 square meters and all of that, and then you resell to subscribers. That is strike one. Strike two, looking at the area council, right? It is not secure, to be very honest. And a lot of developers have taken advantage of all of these. You know, they go to, like in Amak, for instance, which is also an area council in Abuja. A lot is happening around Kurudu and then Lugbe, whereby these lands not originally now, most of the activities ongoing there, it is anchored on area council allocation and all of that. So it has made, like I said, it's not so secure. So you find a lot of issues there. Kurudu, for instance, if you go in the morning and you say you are the owner, by the time you start doing fence, before evening you see like 3 or more owners, you know, coming to drag the same land with you. That is area council land. And also Lugbe, where the minister has gone to, you know, conduct. So I don't want to call it demolition, where he is trying to do some sanitization and all of that. That's what is happening there. A lot of land grabbing ongoing there. But it is so surprising that people are now saying it is the minister that is doing land grabbing. What he's simply doing is revocation. And in Abuja, for instance, if they give you a land, it has a purpose. The purpose for this land, say for instance, it is parks and garden. It means you cannot put a permanent structure there. We saw a lady recently who said that it took 1.3 hectares from her. You understand? That she built her house, everything. And then she did the media conference and said that of the 1.3 hectares, she had built a church there. She had built a school there. And then she said in the same interview that it was parks and garden, which is a huge contradiction. Once they give you parks and garden allocation, you cannot build a permanent structure. It means what you have to do is to plant flowers and do maybe put things where people can come and sit and relax. And then you are building a school. Then you are building I don't know, is it one thing again she said? So that is the issue. So people who are complaining of land grabbing.
Minister is doing. You endorse what the FCT minister is doing.
What the FCT minister is doing is even late. This is what we should have done like 20 years ago, to sanitize this industry. The last time we had something like this was in between 2003 and 2007 when Erufai was the minister. And then it's surprising that nobody remembers any other minister in Abuja apart from Erufai. What did he do? His approach, what he did was a holistic approach, you know, to tackling things. And then what this man is doing right now is timely. Because the last time we had this sanitization was in 2007, right? So just try to understand what has happened from 2007 to 2024, where we are today. A lot must have happened. So and then we have a new minister who is now saying, you know what, before we move on, let us sanitize this industry or this sector. And people are now saying that he's land grabbing. In the true sense of it, those who are saying he's grabbing land, they are the ones grabbing land. Look at the other video we saw from Life Camp. I think you have the video, play back again, maybe after this program. You see where the occupants, you know, that man came out and said they know that, yes, this thing that is a community, that they should give them a soft landing. So if you know that your papers are genuine, why are you asking for a soft landing? And then one thing is surprising. The last time I checked, nobody has gone to court to say the FCT minister is land grabbing or taking land that does not belong to him. Why am I saying this? It's very easy for people to come and tell you now that the minister has given me something. I don't agree with the minister politically. We belong to the same political party. That's another conversation for another day. But if this man don't do this work today, my business is going to crash. People will not buy land because they will get scared. So we need this sanitization or whatever it is that he's doing right now so that the business will become better. People will have more confidence, you know, in dealing with us and all of that. So, in fact, it's not just me supporting what Minister Wike is doing. Every like-minded real estate developer in Abuja who wants to get the best out of this sector supports this thing. And then we are collating signatures. So very soon we are going to pass a vote of confidence on what he's doing. We are even to ask the president to give him, if he wins election in 2027, no, let him make minister, not, let him make Wike minister for 8 years. You understand? Because we had one, so it's not against the law for somebody to be minister for FCT for 8 years. If it's possible, let him be minister for 16 years so that he can correct so many things. So we support him 101%. Let him keep doing what he's doing. And anybody, the truth is, like I said, people will not like it when you say the truth, right? They will start saying a whole lot of things. But we like what the man is doing. Let him keep doing it. Because that is what is going to put food on our table. It's going to build confidence. People are going to want to invest in the real estate sector more and all of that. So we support Minister Wike 101%.
Discussion quickly. How is this correction going to make the real estate sector in Abuja viable, especially for people who do not have that millions to buy?
That is what the minister is doing right now. He's trying to reform and then reposition the sector so that even if you don't, so that so that anybody can walk up to the director of land or the department of land and get allocation genuinely, which I have said earlier that this allocation mostly are free. So if you are giving me land for free, why should I sell very expensive to end users or subscribers? So what the minister is doing is targeted at addressing the question you have just raised, and we support him.
All right, Onu Ada, we thank you very much for speaking with us on TVC Breakfast.
Thank you so very much.